Records of Ragnarok's version of Sasaki Kojiro is in many ways different from the real man. According to historical records, Kojiro never lost a fight until his duel with Musashi Miyamoto. But in this video, we will focus on the fictional Kojiro. The reason why I find him so inspiring and what we can learn from him. Young Kojiro. Kojiro is a young swordsman that has an easygoing nature. He doesn't really behave like others, as in his demeanor was not that of the average swordman. In the earlier parts of his life, when he was training at the dojo, I realized that Sasaki had a great attitude. No matter how much everyone looked down on him and thought he was useless with the sword, Sasaki had a great attitude. He will give that impression because he will always be like,
"Oh, I'm hardly worthy of such praise."
That wasn't a compliment.
You see, the thing about Kojiro was that winning was not particularly what he sought throughout his life. What he was truly interested in was furthering himself in the martial arts. It was all about learning and growing constantly. He was not concerned with pride or whatsoever. An example of this is when he sparred with Master Kagekatsu. He was holding his own at first, but when he realized he was about to lose and potentially get injured, he simply said,
"I surrender."
Now, a warrior's pride will tell him to keep fighting and not to be a coward. But that was not Kojiro's reasoning. To Sasaki, it was not about winning or losing. It was about fighting someone from who you could learn. He could have easily dealt with the other students, but that probably meant an easy victory with no progression. What we can learn from this is that in order to go forward in life, we should always choose the less comfortable path. That is where the growth is. If you practice any martial arts, it's easy to spar against someone that is on your level or slightly weaker. That's good in a certain way. It helps build your confidence, but you will not grow stronger by doing that. Sparring someone that is slightly stronger increases the chance of you losing, but it also dramatically increases the chance of you learning something that will help you in the future. It could be that all of a sudden you discover a chink in your opponent's armor that you can exploit next time, or it could even reveal a flaw of yours that you were never aware of in the first place. By sticking to this method, Kojiro defeated Master Kagetsu with relative ease the second time. Put your pride aside in favor of growth. The power of visualization. Kojiro did something that a lot of famous athletes, fighters, artists, and successful business people practice, and that is the art of visualization. Listen to what Kojiro says to Master Kagetsu.
I'll admit you truly were a mighty foe. So much so that I had to fight you 146 times in my mind before I could defeat you.
Let me ask you a question. If you look around at nature, there are many animals that could easily destroy us in a one-on-one. Yet, we the weak human beings stand on top of the food chain. Now, why do you think that is? It is because of the power of our mind. It's the most powerful tool in existence. Because of it, we can accomplish wonders. We can fly, we can communicate wirelessly from one end of the world to another. Most of the things we do nowadays will get us burnt alive and accused of witchcraft like 1,000 years ago. Whatever you see in your mind, if done consistently, will come to the physical plane. Kojiro visualized himself fighting Master Kagetsu over 100 times and saw himself defeating him in his mind, and he eventually did beat him in real life. As long as you can see it in your mind, it can become a reality. I mean, we all used to do it as kids. It was natural, but as we grew, we let go of it This very video you're watching came out from my mind from thin air. Kojiro is open-minded. Both the real-life and fictional Sasaki Kojiro inspired themselves from nature, animals, the trees, and were able to borrow bits and bits from any and every place. Thinking out of the box is not as hard as it seems. I'm not telling you to go out in nature and observe frogs and stuff like that, or maybe I am. But take your time to observe your environment. Go on walks, look around, observe life. You may learn something new just by observing. Look at people that are younger than you. You might learn something. One of the most inspiring moments to me was when Poseidon broke Sasaki's sword. It seems like it was all over. Then Sasaki smiled and said this.
Oi, listen up, you ocean tyrant. You mind if I ask you something? Have you ever lost yourself to the swing of the blade at night? Training until the sunrise, or burst into tears of solemn gratitude for someone who made you stronger than you were before? Heat of battle. Have you ever admired your foes so much you die for them? You know what? No. You haven't gone through any of that. Look at this blade. See how it shines? It stands for countless hopes and dreams of all the fools who wield it. All the time that you've been alive, I bet you've never stood for a single thing. How unjust. I won't lose to a selfish bastard like you.
This was so beautiful to me because I'm a firm believer in the fact that when you choose to take a path, you should be willing to put your whole being into it, into walking that path. Only you know what that path is. And once you find it, you should be willing to put everything on the line, including your life. Also, when he spoke about swinging the sword every day, I felt something. As a practitioner of Muay Thai, I spend a lot of time training, and it's not easy, but I love it no matter how painful it can be. Finally, I would like to end with this. It only takes one victory to cancel all of those previous failures. We may feel like giving up at times because life keeps beating us down, but we gotta remember that each defeat comes with a lesson. Each lesson makes us better and stronger. We can literally see that when Kojiro culminates to become the greatest swordman ever, the #1 under the sun, during his fights against Poseidon. He used all of the techniques he learned from the people he lost to. This knowledge helped him defeat Poseidon and save humanity. In the end, he needed all of these losses to save the fate of mankind. But yeah guys, I could speak about this guy for hours, but it will end up becoming a movie or something like that. Anyways, thank you for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe and share.